This isn't gonna work well.
It's fun.
Sometimes he's naughty. Sometimes he's nice. But every time he's Dirt Guy. It's Dirt Guy Drive Time with your host, Dirt Guy. Hey, welcome to Dirt Guy Drive Time, my personal vlog from the cab of my truck on the way home, where I talk about random crap that'll change your life. So if you're into that sort of thing, make sure and subscribe. And if you're not into that sort of thing, what's wrong with you, baby? Everybody's into that. Hey, this is the special anniversary edition of Dirt Guy Drive Time. Well, not really anniversary of the show so much. I don't even know when that anniversary is. Sometime in the past. But this is the anniversary edition. I'm stopping in traffic. I'm sorry to interrupt what will otherwise probably be a serious broadcast for traffic. It's amazing. Here, I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit. There we go. Anyway, hello, traffic. I've missed you. So, this is the anniversary edition because on this day, 9 years ago, I convinced an incredibly awesome female to marry me. That's right. Cindy Brown, my wife, the queen of everything, and I got married May 21st, 9 years ago. And I gotta tell you, it's pretty awesome stuff. To be 9 years into it and go, 9 years already? What the hell? On the other hand, it seems like we've been married forever. Like I've never known a waking moment without Cindy Brown in it. Amazing, awesome sauce kind of stuff. So I thought today, you know what, I'm gonna do a little micro tribute in the time we have to Cynthia, my bride. And I think I want to start with, first of all, let me give you a quick snapshot on how she and I became she and I, all right? And I'm not going to give you all the bullshit, but what I will tell you, but that involves a different relationship, not ours, something else, not her. Moving on, about 10 years ago or more, I pastor of a church, and a guy used to go to our church. Chris, if you're watching, I'm talking about you. He worked at our church, and he was pretty cool dude. Helped out quite a bit. Awesome cook, by the way. And so he started talking to this family that actually ate at the same restaurant we did on the same night we did, a table away from us. For we probably were bumping into them for maybe 11 years. The family at that table was my future wife and her family having dinner together. Didn't even know it was a thing. But anyway, he says, hey, you got to come check out this church I go to. It's an awesome pastor, awesome church. Matter of fact, that's him right there. And, she and my now daughter came to the church, liked the vibe, if you will, and started hanging out, participating in some of the programs and stuff. And over the course of time, became like the thing over there. She and I became such good friends. We had such deep conversations about spiritual matters and the future of the church and stuff. But the funny thing is, the whole time I'm married to Satan, and she's just my friend the whole time. And it was pretty awesome. And then, maybe 6 months after she showed up or something, that's when, boom, the nuke went off and my entire life was destroyed. And I checked out for a little bit. And when I checked back in, she was still running the show, still making it happen. And I had these qualifications. I was dating chicks. Wasn't working, baby. I had these qualifications. I needed my new wife to be somebody I wasn't pulling along on my spiritual journey, somebody that was with me, somebody that I could do life with, not just report life to, and somebody that would love my kids as much as Jesus does. And I couldn't find that, frankly. So one day, we were setting up to do this Thanksgiving gig at the church for all the homeless people, and I was on my way to Cindy's house, where I've been there many times for prayer meetings and Bible studies and whatever. I was on my way to her house to talk about the plans for our Thanksgiving gig. And on my way to her house, I went, bing. I started thinking about, I am really looking forward to hanging out with Cindy. I can't wait to get there. Wait a minute, baby. And all of a sudden the light bulb went off. The heart exploded. Cindy? You gotta be kidding me, not Cindy. Cindy, let me tell you, here's what I thought of Cindy at the time. Cindy was a single mom. My daughter's real father just checked out, and so she raised that kid by herself, had her own home because she worked hard, was in the middle of getting her master's degree. You feel me? Captain of industry. Everybody in her industry knew who she was and respected her. This girl had it all going on. Me, I was a basket case. I was a loser. Man, if I stood up too fast, I'd fall over. I was not in a good place. I'm like, no. I know I'm a train wreck, and if I get involved with Cindy and it blows up because I'm a tool, then I'll lose the friendship too. That doesn't work for me, baby. So here's what I did. I started, but you know, what the hell? So one time after a service, I just happened to say, hey, by the way, Cindy, how come you don't have a boyfriend or something? Now she reports that, that was a little awkward, Pastor Steve, asking me why I don't have a boyfriend. I don't know, because I'm a loser. I'm going to be a unmarried woman till the day I die. What do you want me to say to that? She would say. Well, she didn't know that I had begun what we now refer to as the season of consideration, okay? I would just ask her questions like that, try to figure out how she's really put together. And she had no clue this whole time, because in spite of my reduced circumstance, she still thought of me as Pastor Steve, and she holds those positions in very high regard. Priest, pastor, president, you know, not that we're all the same, but she holds those positions in high regard. So she never had a clue. This was going on for about a month. And actually, some of that, I'm telling some of that out of order. We did our Thanksgiving gig, and then I was pumped. It went really well. And I said, hey, why don't we take everybody home, and then you want to just go out and get, I don't know, get some pie or something, just to recap. And she's like, sure, no problem. So just she and I, first time ever, we're sitting down together at a table, and that's when I asked her, why don't you have a boyfriend? And I started asking her some questions. No clue still on this woman. And then there's a guy I used to work with when I was in the car business. His name's Daryl Edwards, who was actually our wedding. And I started talking about, you know, I really got a thing for this girl now, and I'm seeing her a different way, and she meets all of my qualifications, but I'm scared. I'm gonna fart it up, and it's gonna be problems. And he says to me, well, he's a what we call African American gentleman, but I have to do it in sort of his accent. Okay, he goes, "Do you love this girl? No, do you like this girl?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "Does she make you feel good when she's with you?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Then what is wrong with you, boy? You give that girl a call and you take her out on a date." It's like, yes, sir. That very day I sent her a text. It says, and she'll agree with me, this is exactly the text. I said, random, I know, but would you like to go out? Would you like to go out together sometime? Actually, the random I know part's the only part I got verbatim. I think I forgot the rest. Okay, whatever. To hear her side of the story, she said to her friend she was working next to, she goes, I think Pastor Steve just asked me out on a date. Oh, I'm glad I'm not Pastor Steve anymore, but I'm just Steve. Hello. So the funny thing is, I suggested that we go to a movie and get some dinner, and she agreed. But as I'm on my way to her house to pick her up, I thought, really hang out with somebody at a movie. I think we should go bowling. When I walked in the door, she said, I was thinking, would you mind if we just went bowling instead? Boom, already, minds are tracking. This is gonna be great. So anyway, we went bowling, and actually, I beat her on the first frame, but the more alcohol she drank, the more she was kicking my ass bowling. By the way, it was embarrassing. I'm supposed to be a strong, virile man. I got this chick beating me at bowling. Bowling! And I guess it was awkward because there was like a moment like where somebody get a strike and you want to hug, but it's like, well, we're friends, you don't hug. and all that. And finally, at one point, she had had enough to drink, and she had had enough, and she just planted one on me, baby. Oh, that is the kiss that was heard around the world. It was perfection. You know, it just, you can tell the magic. It was like, boom. And that was it. Off to the races. And I didn't know what to expect from then on, because I was still a train wreck. I was, because of my PTSD from my previous marriage. And I didn't express this to her. I think I held it pretty well, but I was always jealous, worrying about where she was when she wasn't at home. And I had kept reasoning with myself, or maybe it was God at the time, saying, this woman has done nothing to screw with your trust. You're the problem. And it took me some time to get through that. And if she did pick up on it, she didn't let me know. But even if she did, she continued to be patient with me. And I'm glad she did, because I often talk about, you know, all of our animals are rescues that we've gotten. And I often say two things. One, my wife has terrible taste in men. And two, I am grateful that she'll take in a stray, because that's what she took in. She's got that kind of heart. And since then, she and I have been through a lot. Businesses starting and stopping, financial issues, and then financial okays, and churches closing, and my evolution through my spiritual journey. I mean, she fell in love with a pastor. She once said to somebody, or to herself, someday I want to marry a man like that. Okay, not me, because I was married at the time, like that. And she ended up marrying that, but he wasn't like that. So she's put up with that. But I'll be honest with you, she got her master's degree in marriage and family therapy. She's highly intellectual, and she and I can talk at a higher plane. Now, if we go into science and crap, I lose her, all right? No offense, that's not her specialty. But we were able to talk about therapy issues together, or how you work with people on that. And, you know, she's always trying, she's not afraid to try something new. She'll get into her crafty stuff, or just whatever it is. She's just reliable, she's loyal, she's beautiful, and she's, oh man, she is God's gift to cooking. I ain't lying. Every time now the thing is this dual thing. I love it when she cooks, because there is no food I experience better than that. An In-N-Out double is awesome. That's a local cheeseburger, by the way. Is awesome, but I will take her cooking over it any day of the week. I ain't kidding. She makes some awesome stuff. But the downside is, that means she's got to slave in the kitchen and do all that stuff, have some free time. So I have mixed feelings about it. But she and I have grown we experience the same thoughts at the same time now. And truly, and I'll say this with all comedy and joking and sensationalism aside, people talk about true love, people talk about two hearts beating as one, and that kind of soulmate connection. And I'm telling you, that is what God gave me in a wife, is Cindy Brown, the queen of everything. And I just love her like there's no tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to I could talk for more about it, but thank you for listening to my tribute to the most awesome thing that has ever happened to me. Sans my conversion, maybe, but even still, without her, I would not be converted right now. So thank you, Cindy. I love you, baby girl. Keep up the good work. Now, everybody knows about yous, and I am the envy of all mankind. So there you go. Hey, thanks for watching, and until I see you guys tomorrow for the Friday Weekend Wrap-Up Report, my name is Steve Brown, and true love never fails.